Okay, so I'm just testing some things out this morning. I have to go down to the VA hospital because they kept my husband overnight, of course. And I've been up half the night. And one of the things about going early, because they won't even let me in to see him because they've got him in intensive care until 11 o'clock, is I am antsy and I will be dead tired by the time I get there. So I might as well might as well do some art, retail therapy, that kind of thing. And so, in preparation for that, I started taking photos of some of my cupboards because, when I go shopping, I have to stop and think, do I have that? Do I have that? Do I have that? Right? We all have cupboards full of stuff like this, right? Do I have that? Yes, I have that. Yes, I have that. I don't need to buy that product. So, when you're 30 miles away from home, it, it's good to have a record. Now, some people keep that stuff in a log. I'm not very good about keeping track of that. So, the other thing was, I was really embarrassed by how bad the feed was yesterday. I was doing a stream from StreamYard, and the camera was really awful. So I was going to do another recording on my channel today, just using my webcam here to see if it was a StreamYard issue or if it was my webcam or just where the problem was. So I've got my laptop that I was getting set up for the stream. I'm going to set that up here out of the way. I can still see the stream, and I'm going to check it. I'm going to check it on my phone just to double check and see how that's looking. Turn the volume down, and gonna go look for the stream. And it's there, and it's looking pretty good on my phone. So, okay. Don't know what was going on yesterday. Sorry about that, guys. If you watched, and I didn't even, I recorded it, but I didn't even do the edit yesterday because we had to take off and run for the hospital. So, yeah, that's kind of where it's been. So, as I go through these, I was messing around yesterday, and I was looking at this matte medium, and I was saying, yeah, not a lot left in there. I need to go to my cupboard and see what I have. And yes, I do have a replacement for that. But I also was looking in the cupboard, and I was finding these things that were, soft gel gloss gel. I don't use gloss very much, but I thought, I'm working in these stick-it journals. Remember, this is my stick-it journal. I had put some stuff on the cover of this. I think I'm actually going to coat this with some of this gloss, but or maybe I'll put a layer or something down over it. But I thought to myself that these books, okay, now we're going in and out again. This stupid camera. I went to Logitech this morning trying to get a new download from them. They are behind the times because I have the new Apple, and they do not have the new software for the Logitech camera. So I can't get an upgrade and actually adjust my camera so that I don't have these issues for you guys. It's just really frustrating. And, I don't really want to buy another camera. It's expensive, all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to work with what I've got. This is one of the pages that we worked on yesterday. So I'm going to flip over a couple. And I'm just going to take out some of this. Oops. That was my tool I wanted to use. Take out some of this gloss gel. And I'm thinking that this is going to be great. I'm going to use up some of these things that have just been in the cupboard that are, just partially there. And I'm going to strengthen some of these stick-it pages with a sticky gloss gel. And let's see, that's one we were working on yesterday. And evidently I did not get a piece of paper between there. So you can see that stuck down. That's what I'm talking about. So that's kind of a hot mess. So let me just take some of this and go ahead and glue that down. Because I've got the glue. And these pages are kind of thin. This up here at the top is kind of thickish because it's setting up. This is why we need to use our products. So I'm just going to get a layer on here. So I was thinking, I have to go to Iowa City, and in Iowa City, there is a Dick Blick store. Hey, Nell, good morning. So I thought to myself, well, if I've got to go down there anyway, I may as well find some things that I need to look for. One of the things I want to look for are some new pens. A friend of mine at Christmas had sent me some pens that I love, and I'll get them out here in a minute and show you. And I've had them before and used them up, but I would like to see if they come in some other colors, because we have to have all the colors, right? So this should thicken up and make a nice leathery type surface for my background. I'm going to get this other side too while I've got it. And then I'll set this aside. I just want to put it on and scrape it off. I'm going to get it in the ditch here too. So anyway, since I have to go down there, and because I know I will be going early because the traffic on that interstate is ridiculous. And I want to take my time and not get caught in traffic. I can stop a few places before I hit the hospital. So anyway, that's my thought. That's kind of a hot mess. So let me get a baby wipe. This is something I need to go to a discount dollar store and get some more wipes, because you need to clean the edges of these, because these lips get really sealed down. Okay, so anyway, I could, now that I've got this here, and it's going to be drying anyway, I could just put another layer of paper over that. So this was something that can go into the background. And that'll also help it keep from getting stuck to something else here while I'm tossing things aside. Because you know how I am. I toss stuff, and then I toss something else on top of it. I'm kind of a hot mess that way. So let me get a tool and just scrape that down. So that'll make 3 pages thick and make my stick-it journal have a sturdier page. So that's one. And I should probably turn on some more lights. I sat down here and was testing the camera stuff to see if I was going to have the same issues today that I was having yesterday. And I didn't turn on all of my lighting. Lighting is always a good thing. Yeah, I want to use this up. My goal today is to use the rest of this jar. And I do spray with water. I do this is the gesso that I have, and I actually thin this out with water. And then the other thing that you can do is you can add like some, what do they call that stuff? Cling wrap on top. Yeah, I don't do any of that stuff because, I've been working and I get called away to do something else, and then it gets a hot mess. And so then I just need to use it all up, right? Use it or lose it. And that's why I was looking in the cupboard, because I've got all this stuff I need to use. One of the other things I was looking for in the cupboard was I have some collage podge, because I was doing some napkin collaging. And I've got one of my favorite adhesives for napkins is the napkin glue from Deco Art. And I wanted to see if I had any of that. And then I also really like the collage podge, Aleene's collage podge from Tracy Batista. It's thin, and it works really well with those thin collage papers. So I was looking in my cupboard to see if I had that, because I didn't want to order more. So here's a satin deco page. This is a sealer, but I also found some of the other collage mediums. So I was happy about that I came up with some stuff, and I don't have to shop for that. You think I'm ambitious? Not really. Not really ambitious. Okay, so I just want to put some of this down on some surfaces. So this one, I'm going to put that on the cover of that book. This is one of the ones we were doing yesterday. And this is just a deli paper, nothing special. I'm going to take that off the edge. With a nail file here. Get it down to a manageable size. And I think I'll just let that dry, because that's pretty good. Fold that back out of the way. So that's my cover to that journal that I was working in. It was an old curves book, and I've got enough prints and things that I can finish out that cover. So might as well do that while I'm thinking about it. I'm going to rough this up. Take the shine off of it. Got the stuff out. We might as well do it, right? So anyway, I was talking about the pens I want to go get. The other thing I was looking at were these inks. I don't know if you guys like these inks. These are the FW inks. I like these. And then I've got these Chinese inks. And I was looking for these the other day. That's why I had to go to the cupboard. I was looking for these because these are those Chinese inks that have the gold and the silver and stuff in them. And I want to play with these. And one of the reasons I want to play with these, let me grab those other pens if I can find them really quickly. Come on, jump into my hand. Okay, here we go. So this, I don't know about you guys, but I like these metallic pens. And I've got a number of different ones, but my favorite are these liquid chrome. And so I was going to look for these liquid chrome in some of these other colors like the copper, the silver. I was going to check and see what I had first to see what I needed, because this is, let me just get a piece of scratch paper. I want to take the, I've got sandpaper grit on that now. So I'm going to clean that off. And I think there's enough of this that I can do the back side too. Then I'll do something else on the binding. But I need to paint that one out with some gesso or something, because yeah, it doesn't have anything on it, so you're going to see all that stuff through the paper. So let me get a coat of gesso on there. That's my really liquidy gesso. So I'm just going to spread that out, get my first layer down. So that will go in the gotta dry pile. With my other book that's over there drying. And I'm going to clean off my knife and stick it in the water so that that doesn't turn into total goop. And I'll put the lid on this while I'm talking. And yeah, let's look at, what do I do with that piece of paper now? Here we are. Let's look at these pens, because this is the Pilot Silver Marker. It's a very fine line. It's not feeding real well. I should probably have a piece of black out here too, so we've got a comparison. Gonna pump that a little bit. Oh, yeah, you can mix paint with it. There's a myriad of things we can do, right? I'm just trying to use that stuff. Okay, so this is the Pilot. Yeah, that one's not, I don't know if it's just getting down low or if it's just not flowing. There we go. Seems like you have to pump this one a lot. And I don't like having to do that. I want to have a nice flow. So that's one of the things that I look for in these pens is how the paint flows out of them. So I think the Pilot is kind of a fail. Yeah, even when I'm compressing it, it's not. Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of a fail. This is a pen gear, which is a really cheap one, like from the dollar store. So I know the metallic in this is not going to be as silvery or as pretty. It's silver. Oh, come on, dumb camera. And actually, this one shows up a little bit better on the white than it does on the black. Isn't that strange? So that's the pen gear. This one is from Pen Touch. It's a copper Pen Touch pen. And it's got a bullet or a chisel tip, excuse me. It's got the flat chisel. And not a lot of shimmer. On either surface. It is copper, but it doesn't have that real, like metallic shimmery look. Now, this is the liquid chrome. And you're going to be amazed. This one, when it dries down, actually has that bright chrome finish. And that's really what I was looking for. So like if I'm working on a very colorful piece and I want that chrome metallic, this is what I'm going to go for. Yeah, they're a little bit pricey, but sometimes you can find them on sale or, so I'm going to look around, see what I can find, because the liquid chrome is so much brighter than these other metallics. And if I can get the liquid chrome in like a copper and a gold and, I don't know what other metallics there might be, because it could be a whole metallic range. I don't know. I'm going to try and find those. So that's one of the things I was going to go look for. So using it up. Yeah. Let's see how this is coming. Yeah, see, this is still very, very wet. So it's going to take a while to get through all of this. But I want to coat a lot of pieces. So here's another page we were playing with yesterday. And I want to put stuff down over this. So like let's put this in here, right? This is one of the metallic pages that we did yesterday. I love the I love that shimmery on this print, and I'm thinking if I can get pens that have the same density or quality of shimmer, that's what I'm looking for. All right, let's get this glued down. So it'll probably be a long day. They're talking about maybe doing a catheterization to find out if he's got any vessel problems. So yeah, they were keeping him in the ICU overnight because the floor nurses don't want to monitor the medication drips that he's on. So I'm sure, and he's a really lousy patient. I can imagine how much fun that was for the night nurse. Of course, when you feel bad like that, who isn't a lousy patient, right? So, all right. That's one side. Get this other side palavered, and I should make sure that these are not gluing together, so I should put another piece behind there. Thanks, Nell. Yeah, shimmery stuff, right? So this is going to also strengthen because I'm adding another layer. See, these are real thin pages. You see when it gets wet how floppy this page is? So, yeah, I'm just going to get, and this stuff will make it strong and leathery and, able to hold up to stuff. So that's kind of why I'm using this up. And it's down in another layer. So, and it's gloss medium, and I'm putting it on the shimmery stuff. So it's not going to affect the shimmer on the gel print. So just trying to level it out a little bit. Keep that in the ditch. And let's put this down on this page. Oop. Okay. It got a little wet and kind of wanted to split the paper there, but that's okay. We'll just add something else over it. So yeah, that will set up, and I will trim this out, and that will be my 2-page spread on that. So I've got that started. I'm also thinking about playing with some of these are pages that I pulled out of the book yesterday. And I'm thinking about taking some of this gel and coating some of these just so that I've got some work surfaces, something that I can print on or do something with. So that'll help me use up, getting to the bottom, will help me use up some of this stuff. And these are just collage components then. Trying to get it all the way out to the edge. Doesn't necessarily have to do, sometimes it's interesting where it doesn't get to the edge, like if you're printing and you've got some of those random patches that don't have anything on them. Like this one might end up being, because I'm off the end of the page here. So I'll try to remember to show you guys these things once they get dried down, but I'm going to just do these on some deli papers. And just use this stuff up. So what are you guys working on today? Yeah, getting old. Not for the faint of heart. Well, I don't think it has to be getting old either, because I remember I had my first surgery when I was like 29. And I was hoping for my kids that they would never have to face that, because that was scary. It was a pretty major surgery. And I thought to myself, man, nobody should have to go through this stuff alone. I didn't have a lot of family around me at the time, and I always tell my kids that if anything's going on with the family, call me, because I will be there. I will be coming. I will be by your side. I don't want you to go it alone. That's the worst, because it's scary. I remember a night nurse walking in and looking at my IV bag, and she says, "Oh, I'm just going to hang this other person's bag here while I run downstairs and get yours out of surgery. They forgot to bring it up." And I'm thinking to myself, what's in that bag? Who knows? Who knows what they're pumping into my arm, right? I mean, she scared the crap out of me. What kind of nurse says stuff like that? I don't know. It was just bizarre. And I don't know. I remember so many weird situations, like the one surgery I was going into, and the doctor walked in and he says, "Well, how are you doing today?" And I'm saying, "Well, I'm a little confused," and I didn't get to finish my sentence. And he starts saying, "Confused? Why are you confused?" And I said, "Well, because I thought you said I was supposed to have a hypo before surgery." And he turned around and beelined it out of there and chewed some nurse, because I hadn't had a shot I was supposed to have before surgery, and somebody dropped the ball. It's like, oh. Okay, so going to continue on with this. Even with the white, I seem to have less of that adjustment here. Well, it's adjusting now. What am I saying? Oh, there it goes again. I don't know what's going on with this camera. I'm going to try to call Logitech because they shouldn't be this long in getting support for this product. And if they can't give me the support I need, then they need to give me a deal on something that'll work with what I've got. Another task for my list of to-do. So that one I just squirted a little bit of paint into. Thought it might help disguise some of that. Yeah, surgery is kind of a, you gotta do it. You gotta do it because you got these issues. But then so many things can go wrong, right? I don't know. It's a scary, scary thing. I remember my daughter came home after surgery. She was young. She was just, might have been in her early 30s because I think her children were all born by then. And she was on the couch. And I could see she was not responding well. And I started talking to her, and she was getting a little incoherent. And I said, honey, we're going to the hospital. And yeah, we got there, and she had a major strep infection from having been in surgery. And so they started pumping her full of antibiotics and stuff. She's my youngest and she's my sickest, and I worry about her a lot. Oh, thanks, Nell. I'm just doing this morning before I get suited up to go. I figure if I get on the road, it takes me about 40 minutes to get down into the hospital region. So, and most of the stores don't open before 9. They won't let me in to the hospital, to the ICU unit until, what they say, 11 o'clock. So I've got a ways to go yet today. So that's why I was saying, I was checking my inventory, figuring out what my path was going to be, how I was going to attack this whole day. And trying to keep myself upright, because when you got somebody that's sick, you don't sleep real well. So I need to do the self-care thing too. We all need the self-care thing. So anyway, at least the snow did not accumulate. Yay. We had some snow, but not enough to really, it was warm enough that it didn't settle on the ground. The ground's very wet. And I could see where overnight, when I went down there yesterday, there were a lot of cars that had gone in the ditch, and there were a few that still hadn't been towed out. because you could see the tire tracks where they'd gone off the interstate. So I don't want to encounter any of that. So I try to go during daylight hours when it's not so icy. Thank you, my dear. I'm hoping that they can fix the problem today, or at least find out what's causing the problems. That's number one. Because I don't want to bring him home in the condition I took him down there in and not know how to deal with it. So I'm looking for answers. And they're really good at the VA about finding those for me. So I cannot complain about how they have cared for him at all. They've done excellent service for us. Hey, I'm getting down there. Not a lot left. Maybe, where's that other book? Is that one dry yet? Not quite. So depending on what happens with my week, I was going to try to do a Zoom maybe on Sunday, but I don't know. See, here I go trying to plan my life. What am I thinking? I don't know if I can plan my life. Okay, I think that's dry enough to put a coat of the gloss gel on. I'm just going to palaver that down. You're going to see a little bit of the stuff coming through, which is okay. And then I'm going to see how that, yeah, just about enough to finish this out here. Getting down there. It's like scraping the bottom of the peanut butter jar. Yeah. Good stuff. Good sticky stuff. That should stick that down there really well. Try to make sure I catch the corners. Smooth that out. And then we've got the other piece here. Yeah, it does help me a lot, and that's why I was down here planning my attack for shopping today. I think it helps me. So yeah, there you can see some of that coming through, but that's kind of interesting. And there'll be more stuff going on here. You know, it's all about the layers. All about the layers. That had a little bit of that shimmery paint in there too. So there's the front and the back. So that book should be getting ready to go. Put something down so it doesn't stick when I set it down. Anyway, this was just a quick, gonna use up some stuff this morning. I think I'm gonna go up and shower and change and make my list and hit the road. But I thank you for helping me pass a few moments here and keep my head going in the right direction. See there? We're at the bottom. We're at the bottom. Just a tiny little bit left. We made it. All right. Thanks. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.